Welcome. This is video 3. We were talking about some custom-made families that the customer made, and they were having trouble creating a supply system from these families. So here's the problem statement. Pause the video if you need to, and then we're going to move on. So where we left off, we were talking about calculated and out, and I mentioned that this fan coil unit, as far as the duct system is concerned, this is the parent object. Our supply diffusers, return, exhaust grills, those are children objects. So we generate a system from them. Think of zones. So you're going to select all the diffusers that belong in a zone, and you're going to, up on the options bar, click Create System. So it creates a system amongst the children. And then you say specify equipment for the system. You're specifying the parent object that serves those children. Your system's already created at that point. It just goes back and says, here's the parent object, parent equipment serving this group of diffusers in my zone. VAV systems are a very good example. Well, this is a fan coil unit, not terribly different from a VAV, in that it is a parent object. You don't create a system from this, you create it from the diffusers or the registers or the grills. So this should be calculated. It's not going to let you create a system. It should be out and supply error. Okay, let's look at the return real quick. The return's the same way. It's still a parent object. So this is calculated in and return error. So they've got the settings set right here. It was just on the supply diffuser that the setting was not quite right in the flow direction. So I think the purpose of our discussion right now is basically to set your expectations for the parent objects. You're not supposed to be able to create a system. You only create your systems from the children. So these settings are good here also. Now, you mentioned that, well, I can create piping systems and electrical systems. Well, electrical, devices and mechanical equipment, from that perspective, these are the children, which gets served by the panel. The panel's the parent equipment object there. Now, these are piping connections. They're going to be served by a chiller or a boiler. So, in a sense, the fan coil unit here is the children object from a piping sense, and it is being served by a boiler or a chiller, which is the parent object. So, if you look at these connectors, it says preset and out. So, preset is what we saw on our diffuser, and it allows us to set how much GPM is going to be flowing into this, and then one fan coil unit plus the next fan coil unit plus the next, those GPMs get summed up and assigned to your boiler or your chiller. Okay, so let's go look at the fan coil unit real quick. Let's go back into our family. So if I select on this, notice it allows me to create a hydronic supply, hydronic return, a sanitary, other, and a power circuit. But it does not allow us to create duct systems. Well, we created the duct system from our diffuser. Just to kind of re-emphasize what we've been talking about. And this is the way it should work. Let me know if you have any questions, and I think that's the end of it.